السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah, today we are continuing from where we stopped in the previous lesson. And if you can remember, in the previous lesson, we were looking at Al-Kimya. And then we got to this particular point where their father told them that he knew chemistry and he knew how to change the fun, the act, the craft of changing sand or dust into gold. He knew that craft, and he was saying that he is going to teach the children how to do that. And so that was where we stopped. Now let's continue to from that point. So he says the continuation is لم يزل أبوهم يسير بهم طريقا بعد طريق. بمعنى لم يزل, he kept, بمعنى their father, he kept, لم يزل أبوهم, their father kept, يسير بهم, moving with them, طريقا بعد طريق, path after path. So he crossed this path, he continued another path, another path, another path. So he kept moving from one path to the other. حتى وقف بهم على حقل, until he stopped with them by a field. حقل is field. So he stopped with them by a particular field. يحرسه الفلاح, farmers were cultivating it. So he stopped by a particular field where farmers were working on that field. He stopped by it. وفي يده السكة, and in his hand, the hand, in the hand of the farmer, there was a sikya, the tool that they use for plowing. Okay, that's what they are sikyatun. I hope that is clear. So there was a farmer who was cultivating on that field. In his hand there was a plower. فقال الوالد, and the father said, the father of the children, of those children, he said that Al-Kimya ya awladi. Al-Kimya, this is chemistry. Oh my children. Tahta sikyatil mihras, under the plowing tool. So he pointed the farmer holding the plower. And then he says, this is Kimya. فَتَعَجَّبَ الْأَوْلَادُ. The children were amazed. Ta'ajjaba, to be amazed. Ta'ajjaba yata'ajjabu. So فَتَعَجَّبَ الْأَوْلَادُ, the children were amazed. They were like, what is this? This one is a farmer who is working on his field. And their father is saying, Al-Kimya, this is chemistry. So they were kind of amazed. فَاسْتَفْسَرُوا أَبَاهُمْ. So they sought explanation from their father. Istafsara means to seek explanation. The verb, the pattern is istaf'ala. When verbs come on that pattern, it means to seek. So if I say in istafsara, bimana he sought tafsir, he sought explanation. Okay, nasara means, or nasrun is help. So if I say intasara, bimana he sought help. I hope that is clear. So the verb pattern is if istaf'ala. Okay, istaf'ala. When verbs come on that pattern, istaf'ala, it means to seek something, the seeking of something. So istafsaru abahum, they sought explanation. They asked their father about what is going on. What does it mean by saying that this is al-kimya? So they try to ask him for more clarification. فَقَالَ الْوَالِدُ, so the father said, Alam asma'akum taquluna, didn't I hear you saying al-kimya'u yuhawwilu turaba zahaban, that chemistry or al-kimya yuhawwilu turaba zahaban, it changed dust into gold. Ala yatahawwalu hadha turabu zahaban ba'da ayyamin. So ala yatahawwalu hadha turab, doesn't this sand or this dust change into gold ba'da ayyamin, after days? بل أغلى من الذهب, rather more expensive than a gold. So this is what their father said. Their father said that, didn't I heard you saying that sand can change to gold? But this particular one too, it changes, the dust changes to gold. After this, even more valuable or more precious than gold. Then he says that وَمَا يُغْنِي الذَّهَبُ إِذَا لَمْ يَكُنْ مَا يَأْكُلُهُ النَّاسِ. And what suffices gold, what makes gold valuable, إِذَا لَمْ يَكُنْ مَا يَأْكُلُهُ النَّاسِ, if not for what the people will consume. فَهَذِهِ الْبُذُورُ, this buzur, when we say buzur, the singular is bizr, and bizr means the seeds that you use for planting, for if you want to, assuming we want to plant trees, then the seedlings, the mango seedlings, assuming mango tree, the seedlings that we will go and plant, we call them bizr. So bizr is actually seeds that you go and plant, and you expect them to germinate and produce more fruits or whatever. That is the bizr, okay, the seeds that you use for planting, seeds. So the plural is buzur. So hazihil buzur, so these seedlings, allati bazaraha al-fallahu, which the farmer sowed. Bazara means he sowed. I hope that is clear. He sowed. So allazi bazaraha al-fallahu wajtahada fiha ayyaman, and he strive in it for days, because of course the farmer is striving. You can't just go and plant and then come and be in your house. You have to be working on it. You have to be watering it. You have to be removing weeds. You have to be applying fertilizer. You have to be doing a lot of things. So that's what he says. Wajtahada fiha ayyaman, and then he strive in it for days. Sata'ti bihasilin kabirin, it will return with a big profit. Sata'ti, it will come with a big profit. Hasil means the profit. Okay, hasil, when we say hasil, it means profit or income or result of something after doing something. What you earn, that's the hasil. Okay, of course, hasil means to earn. So the thing that you are earning after something, after maybe a trade or something, the profit or the income or the result is hasil. So satati bihasilin kabirin, what the farmer is planting or cultivating into the sun. Okay, it will come, it will return with a very big result or income. وَسَيَرُدُّ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ بِهَذَا الْعَمَلِ أَضْعَافَ مَا بَذَلَ. وَسَيَرُدُّ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ, and Allah will return to him بِهَذَا الْعَمَلِ, with this work, for the work that he has done, Allah will return to him أَضْعَافَ مَا بَذَلَ, multiple of what he has done, multiple of what he has invested. Bazala. Okay, please take note here. There is two similar words here, bazala, and then here bazara. The bazara means to sow something, like you sow the seed. Okay, that's what we call them bizar. You can see there are similar words, bizar or buzur is the plural. So the verb is bazara, which means to sow, like you sow the seed into the sand. That verb, the verb is bazara, he sowed. But bazala means bazala with lam at the end, not ra. It means to put in or to invest. Okay, so for example, I'm having examination or something, then I put in a lot of effort. Okay, so I can say bazaltu juhdan aziman. Put in a great effort. I put in great effort. So bazala with the lam means to put in. Okay, to put in mostly effort. It mostly comes to mean effort. When someone work hard and put a lot of effort into something, to say bazala. Okay, so bazala, to put in or to invest, to exert effort. Okay, so Allah will return to him ad'afa ma bazala, multiples of what he has he has put in, or of the effort he has put in. ثُمَّ مَرَّ بِهِمْ أَبُوهُمْ عَلَى مَصْنَعٍ. Then their father passed with them by a factory. على مصنع, by a factory. كان الناس فيه عاكفين على أعمالهم. People in it, بمعنى الناس في المصنع, people in the factory. كانوا عاكفين على أعمالهم. They were devoted. The verb here is akafa. Akafa yakufu, which means to be devoted to something, to like for something to take all your attention. That is akafa. Someone who is just sitting down and all his attention is on something. Nothing distracts him again. So you can say, yani, huwa akif. Okay, that person at that time is akif. So, an-nasu kanu akifina ala a'malihim. They were concentrated on their work. Okay, like we have in Surah to one of the Surah. I think Surah to is either A'raf or Surah to Taha. Okay, I can't remember the exact Surah. Okay, Yaqufuna ala asnamin lahum. Like Allah says, Yaqufuna ala asnamin lahum. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he was moving with Bani Israel. They came across a certain people who were devoted to their idols. So Allah says, Yaqufuna ala asnamin lahum. Okay, Yaqufuna ala asnamin. It's either Surah Al-A'raf or Surah Al-Baqarah. One of these surah, you find it there. Okay. So fihi akifina ala amal. They were devoted to their work in the factory. Wal araku yasilu min jibahihim. And arak, when we say arakun means sweat. Okay, sweat. The sweat, when you are sweating. Okay. So wal araku yasilu min jibahihim. And arak, okay, sweat was flowing down. Sala, we have seen Sala Yasilu, you can remember, for something to move, mostly water. When water is moving, that is sail, we call it sail. Okay, like the flood water, sail. So Salam Yasilu, to move, like movement of water. So Wal Araku Yasilu min jibahim, and sweat was flowing down from their foreheads. Okay, Jabhatun or Jibhatun is the forehead. Okay, the plural is Jibah. Jibahihim. So that's what they have said. Min jibahihim, from their foreheads. وَصَنَعُوا أَشْيَاءَ مُفِيدَةً. And they manufactured beneficial things. أشياء things. مفيدة, beneficial. So وَصَنَعُوا أَشْيَاءَ مُفِيدَةً. They manufactured beneficial things. مُفِيدَةً جِدًّا, بمعنى very beneficial things. تُثْمِرُ لَهُمْ مَالًا كَثِيرًا. It was earning for them. Asmara means for something to produce. Okay, like when you go and plant a fruit, and then the fruit, a seedling, and then it germinates into fruits, and then it bear a lot of fruit for you. So we have say athmara. Okay, athmara, it has yield. Yield. Okay, it has yield. So tuthmiru lahum malan kathiran, yielding for them a lot of money. So these people who were devoted to their works in the factory, they were manufacturing beneficial things which were yielding money for them. وَتَقْدِي لِلنَّاسِ حَاجَاتٍ كَبِيرَةً. And it was fulfilling. It was fulfilling for people. حَاجَاتٍ كَبِيرَةً. Big needs. What they were manufacturing, it was fulfilling the needs of people. Big needs of people. I hope that is clear. Then, فَقَالَ الْوَالِدُ. Then the father said, Al-kimya'u ya awlad. Chemistry, oh my children. Arakul jabin. So he has went to the factory again. After the farm, he sent them to a factory. By a factory where people were working and were manufacturing things. So he pointed and then he said, this is chemistry. This is the chemistry that he said he's to teach them. Al-kimya'u ya awlad. This is chemistry. This is what they call the chemistry that you were talking about. Arakul jabin. The sweat of the forehead. Jabin is the forehead. Okay, jabin is the forehead. Like you see this one, jibah is the plural, and this one, I think it comes in the Quran, right? Surah Al-Sofat, I think so, Surah Al-Sofat, like Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and then Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam. You know, when Ibrahim was to slaughter Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam, he placed him on his forehead. So that's the same word which is used there. So Allah says, "Falamma aslama wa tallahu lil jabin." Okay, when they submitted, okay, when they both submitted, and then he laid him, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, laid him on his forehead. Okay, so arakul jabin, the sweat of the forehead, wa kadul yamin, and hard work of the right hand. Here it is something like an expression. Kadul yamin, kadun means hard work. Kadun, it means hard work. Al yamin means the right hand. So hard work of the right hand, which simply means hard work. Hard work, bimana, he's talking about the hard work these people, how hard working these people are. Arakul jabin, sweat of the forehead, wakadul yamin, and hard work. So he's simply trying to turn their attention, how they think. He's trying to shape how they think. Okay, these people, they were just thinking how to become rich without having to work. Okay, and that's not something that is possible. Assuming everyone is rich without anyone working, how will the community look like? Who will fulfill the needs of the other? Okay, so he's trying to shape their mentality, how they think. That's why he's trying to do that. And he said, okay, so he mentioned it. So summa mala bihim, then he leaned with them. So this is an expression. Summa mala means to lean. Okay, mala yamilu, to lean towards something. Okay, assuming there are several ideas, and I say I am inclined towards this idea. Okay, so I can use this one. How that is. So mala means to lean or to incline, but here it is simply meaning that, as I said, it's an expression, not literal. It's simply meaning that he passed by, he went with them to, or he passed by whatever is coming, they are coming to see. Summa mala bihim ila halqati muallimin. Then he passed with them by the circle of a muallim, of a teacher. Okay, when we say halqatun, it means the circle of knowledge. You can see most of the time in several masajid, you see people sitting in the circles and they are studying, they are learning whether hadith, tafsir, what. So these circles of knowledge, we call them halqa. Okay, halqa. Okay, so he sent them to one halqa. Okay, halaqati muallimin, a circle of a particular teacher. Okay, wa ila majlisi wa'izin, and after that, wa ila majlisi wa'izin, and to the sitting of a preacher. Al-wa'iz is a preacher, not just any preacher. The verb here is, I am saying the verb, the similar noun here is maw-iz. We have maw-izatun. The Quran is called al-maw-izah. Ya ayyuhan nasu qad ja'akum maw-izatun min rabbikum wa shifaa'un lima fi as-suduri wa hudan wa rahmatun lil mu'minin. Like Allah says, the Quran, Allah calls it al-maw-izah. And what do you mean by maw-izah? Maw-izah simply means that it's like an advice. An advice, a deep penetrating advice. A deep penetrating advice. It's not all advice that penetrates into your heart. Someone can just give you an advice and it doesn't really move you. That's not a maw-izah. A maw-izah is an advice that can change your life. Have you ever, listened to someone who speak to you and it really penetrated into your heart? It just moved you and it had a real impact in your life. It had a potential to change your life. That is what we term as a maw-izah, a deep penetrating advice. So that is why the Quran is called al-maw-izah. The Quran has, it has touched hearts all over the world, and up to now it's still changing. It's still touching hearts. Okay, it's still touching hearts. And when it touches the heart of a believer, it changes his personality. It changes his life. It changes everything about him, how he wants to spend his life. Okay, it just changes his life. So that is a maw-izah. So when we see al-wa'iz, not just any preacher, but a preacher whose sermon or whose advice is a Maw-izah. Whose advice is a deep penetrating advice. So that is a wa'iz. I hope that is clear. Okay, so what ila majlis wa'izin and into a sitting of a preacher. Okay, not just in a preacher, like I've said. Wa'iz. Waqala, and then he said, Ya awladi, O my children, al-insanu agla shay'in fil wujud. The human being, al-insan, the human being, agla shay'in is the expensive thing. Agla, this is some tafdil. Okay, like from Galin, you see, has a Galin Jiddan, this is very expensive. So when we say agla shay'in, the most expensive thing, agla shay'in fil wujud, in existence. Wujud means existence. So the human being, of course, is the most expensive thing in existence. Okay, compared to other creatures like animals and other things, of course, the human being is the most expensive. What tasqifuhu, and his education, tasqifuhu, his education, wa islahuhu, and his correction or his upright bringing. Islah, when we say aslah, the verb is aslaha yuslihu, to correct something, which simply comes to mean that not just correcting the human being, but ensuring that he grew up as a rightful human. He has an upright bringing. Okay, upright development. That's what we term as islah here. So what tasqifuhu, and his education. Okay, wa islahuhu, and his upright bringing. Afdalu min tahwil turabi zahaban, is expensive than changing dust into gold. That's what he's saying. So he said that, and it's true. It's true. Very, very, very true. Very, very true. I have traveled to certain cities. I will not mention the name. And I have seen really difference between people. I traveled to one city, not one city, about two cities, and I saw that the people there, their mentality is money. What happens is that they are not much Muslims there. Okay, it's mostly made up of other religions, and so they don't have Islamic education. So what they just think, most people there, what they are concerned is about money. During the daytime, everybody is thinking about money. Until the night, everybody returns. They go and search for money. The whole of their life, their mentality or their aim in this life is just to gather money. Money is a necessity, but it depends on how you perceive it. I hope that is clear. There are people who spend all their life and it's just money. And that is one of the sickness that unfortunately sometimes we Muslims we find ourselves in. So like the father is saying here, and wallahi, as I've said, I visited another city. There's a city I went there, and mashallah, the life of the people there is very beautiful. They have Islamic ground and they value visitors. The Islam is there. They are not that. Everything about them is they have good moralities. They honor the guest. They have good social life, like social relationship with people. It's very, very beautiful. And you see that social vices are very low in such communities. Why? Because of their mentality. And that is Islam. And that's Islam. But the other community, the first community I told you of, the city I told you of, everybody is treating you for money. So even when you are a visitor or you are a guest, the Prophet said we should honor guests. When they see you as a guest, the first thing they are thinking of is how to use you to make money. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. And this, I'm not joking. I'm talking about really serious. Their own is, how do I say it? It's super extreme. Super, every small thing they want to make money out of it. Every small thing. When someone is in serious problem, they want to take advantage of it to get money out of it. And it's like almost all the people in the city, they are like that. They are like that. So, like Islam say, another guest, be good to your neighbor. All those kind of things, they don't do it. Any small chance they get, which they can help one another, they want to use it to make money. And that's what the Sheikh is saying, talking about here. And that all that sprouts from when we go away from the Quran, that's what will happen to us. That's what will happen to us. So he says that فَإِذَا تَعَلَّمَ هَؤُلَاءِ الْأَوْلَادِ when these children are learned, وَإِذَا اهْتَدَوْا and when they are guided, هَؤُلَاءِ النَّاسِ those people, كَانَ لِلْمُعَلِّمِ there's going to be for the muallim, the teacher, وَالْوَائِظ and the preacher, صَدَقَةٌ جَارِيَةٌ Sadaqah that is continuous. I hope that is clear. He's going to have a sadaqah that's continuous. Sadaqatun jariyah. You can remember jara, like we have jara. Jara means to run. Another meaning of jara means to occur. Okay, so this one is ism fa'il. We call it ism fa'il. Jarin is initially jarin, but when it is feminine, jariyatun. So that is ism fa'il, which means continuous. Ism fa'il yadullu ala al-istimrar. It points to something being continuous. So jariyatun is sadaqah that is continuous. It continuously run. It is running forever. Even after your death, it's still there. Okay? So this particular teacher that inculcate manners, that teach and ensure the upright bringing of children, based on Islamic teachings, when he has his sadaqah, that's jariyah, that is continuous. Lahu ajrun kulli ma ya'malu ha'ula'i min khairin wa birrin. He has a reward, a compensation from what those people do, min khairin, from good, wa birrin, and piety. وَلِذَلِكَ قَالَ النَّبِيُّ and for that the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, لِسَيِّدِنَا عَلِيٍّ to Sayyidina Ali, كَرَّمَ اللَّهُ وَجْهَهُ, may Allah give honor to his face. Okay, كَرَّمَ اللَّهُ وَجْهَهُ, this is an expression we usually see, when his name, the name of Sayyidina Ali is mentioned, right? The Prophet also said this to him. So, Ya Ali, O Ali, لِأَنْ يَهْدِيَ اللَّهُ بِكَ رَجُلًا خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنْ خُمْرِ النِّعَمِ. For Allah to guide one person, bika, with you, so for Allah to use you as a sabab, as a cause, as a means to guide someone into Islam, okay, khairun laka, it is better for you, min khumrin ni'am. Okay, this is the time of the Arabs. They used to have a red ride, like a red horse. It used to be today what we would think of the Lamborghini and all these kind of cars, which are awesome, which we think as the most expensive rides, the most expensive cars in today. That's their time. That's what they call the home and now. So if we are thinking of our time, we should think of those cars which are very, 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 very expensive, which we will hardly see it. Those are the cars. That's what the Prophet is saying. For you to have those cars, for Allah to guide one single person to Islam through you is better than having those cars. So that time, for you to have something like a red horse, it wasn't common. So if someone is having it, the person, of course, is a rich person, and they use it for pride. Okay, so it was something big to them. So the Prophet is saying it's better than for Allah to guide someone to Islam through you is better than having that. Okay, faqtana al awlad. So the children were content. When we say iqtana'a, for someone to be content, iqtana'a, he was content. Yaqtani, or he is getting content. So faqtana al awlad, the children were content. Wa shakiru abahum, and they thanked their father. Wa raja'u, and they returned. Wa qad ta'allamu al-kimya, and they had learned chemistry. They thanked their father, they returned, and then they had learned chemistry. Actually, they didn't learn the chemistry that they wanted. Okay, they wanted to turn dust into gold, but their father, he taught them a very, very, very important mentality. Okay, you can't just be in your room or wherever you are at your corner. You don't work and you want to have resources to live your life. Okay, we have to put in work, of course. So washakeru about, so that mentality, okay, his father taught them that it is not something good. And today that is what is happening. Okay, almost everybody wants to become rich بدون تعب ومشقة, without any stress and hardship, right? Okay, and that's what causes a lot of social vices. Like I have explained, I will repeat again. That's what causes a lot of social vices in the communities. Okay, when people mentality are just on money, anything about them is money. Okay, so that kind of community, they are the worst communities you will ever see. I've had experience. I'm speaking out of experience. Yes. Okay, may Allah rectify the problems of all the Muslim communities. We pray that Allah have mercy on us and guide us onto the straight path and grant us the ability to hold strictly and firmly onto his book. جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم.